Hello everybody, welcome back. Who's ready for a big pump? Who's ready for a massive pump? Doesn't matter what we're looking at really. Across the board, pumping is the most appropriate way to describe what I think is about to happen across the board. Stocks, crypto, altcoins, the lot. Now obviously no altcoin is created equal, which is why I think joining the Patreon might be a good idea. We're doing a live stream tomorrow, so you can have a look at whatever it is that you want to look at on the stream, and we'll work out who's a front runner and who's basically a lagger. Until then, though, let's just have a bit of an overview of this market, starting with Bitcoin, and we're looking at the things on the 4-hourly. So it's a little bit of time needs to go by when it comes to using the itchy cloud on this one. There's no pump signal ripe already on this one at the moment, so we'll see how this looks probably towards the end of the day. Got to see the leading portion of the cloud go green before we see anything else really, but we're getting closer to what I would consider to be a pump signal that should take us up to the major area of resistance, the one that we pumped into before, where I said we're likely to reject from, which we did. Now we've caught up with the 21 and the 20 moving average, and it's all looking quite good. And forgetting about the 4-hourly, waiting for a pump signal on the 4-hourly, we've got pump signals on the daily, and the daily is still looking like it wants to play that out. So it seems pretty inevitable that we're going to move up to 71,500, maybe even break beyond that, to be honest with you, to go towards, if not achieve, a new all-time high for Bitcoin. So that looks quite good. Ethereum also looks quite good. Wiggling around in a sideways fashion on the 4-hourly here, managing to reclaim moving averages, and again no pump signal or anything like that on here, but still looking really good on the 4-hourly, exactly as predicted, consolidated towards that 200 simple and exponential, bang all the way up, and surfing the 10 exponentials. So again, Ethereum has a good chart. So if Bitcoin has an alright chart and Ethereum has an alright chart, then you would imagine, generally speaking, that the majority of altcoins are going to benefit from that. So the best way to think about that would be to look at the total 2, which excludes Bitcoin, but includes all altcoins, obviously. And what we see here is that we've managed to reclaim this major area of resistance. It would appear to me that we flipped it as support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts to break down below it, refusing each time. And the 20 moving average and the 21 exponential all basically getting quite close to that major resistance. We'll call it support now because that's basically what it's become. Looking for a pump on this one also. Now, I don't know if you've seen it. I certainly have. Pump signal is on the total 2 on the daily, which is good. And the 4-hourly, not quite the same story as the daily. So what we're seeing is daily timeframes, Bitcoin, Ethereum, entire total market, all having a daily setup for further upside. So that's good because that's the larger moves are done on the larger time frames. So we're looking for maybe not today, but probably this week, continuation, further upside, higher prices. It seems more likely. I was going to say inevitable, but that's crazy to say something like that. But it looks very likely. It's just the 4-hourlies that need a little bit more. Just need to go back in the oven for a little bit longer, really, before we decide. Now, let's have a think about stocks. So we got the US 500s, basically S&P's futures market. We pulled back dramatically into that golden cross, and then we ricocheted from it dramatically as well on Friday's close. Obviously, now is Monday. We might be seeing a bit of a pullback, maybe towards, just a little bit deeper than where we are right now, between 5,260. Thereabouts, roughly around that area, and whether we hold there is good because we bounce up and continue on, probably new all-time highs on stocks. If we break down from there, well, we're probably looking for a double bottom, but I wouldn't be getting too clever and trying to take positions in it. This is more of a guide because if stocks are looking okay, which are, to be fair, they are looking okay, I would imagine everything else looks okay. And look, we've managed to reclaim on Friday all moving averages, and we've stayed above there on the daily. So again, another example of how daily charts look better than 4-hourly charts. So with that said, it's about time we just sit back and watch and wait. If you're in positions, hopefully they're good ones. They're not all alts are created equal. My favourite is still very much SHIB and a handful of others. I made a video on how I think Jasmy's chart is finished for the moment, but I could be wrong on that one. But looking at SHIB just as an example, We moved into that major resistance. We pulled back from it. We're getting support on the 200 simple moving average on the 4-hourly. Golden cross retest, basically. We're looking to bounce from here and probably go for a tear up. The tear up still waiting and pending on this daily since the breakout of the descending triangle. No pump signal on SHIB on the daily. So you can only imagine what it'll look like when you get one, because this is going to be the big one that takes us up maybe even beyond the most recent local high, and it could be even bigger than that, because this is a big descending triangle, a big breakout, and with that you'd expect a big move. It's a spot trade really. You can try futures if you want, but you have very tight stop losses. Make sure your risk management is appropriate. So this looks good. It all looks good. I know that I'm sounding extremely positive this morning on this, but when you you've got to play the cards you're dealt. And at the moment, the cards that have been dealt to me this morning, looking at all the market and all the charts, it looks quite good. It's not a royal flush type, card deal, but it's definitely a pair of aces, I would say, which it's not perfect, but it's a good start. Let's call it that. It's a good start. So I'm just trying to put it to you now that it's still very early on. This is like 8:30 in the morning, Monday morning. But from what I see, it's a very good start. Decent cards. Likely possibility of continuation for Bitcoin. New all-time highs. Maybe not by the end of this week, but could easily see it. Same thing with Ethereum. Local highs. And then with everybody else, continued breakout. So I'm putting it to you now. This does look like it's going to be a good week. And look, I'm not going to sit here and highlight individual coins that I think are good. This, bit by bit, I kind of do that on the channel. Well, like I say, I would advise that if you're interested in sort of learning what it is that I do and being part of a keen community of people that are looking for the best charts or whatever, the Patreon probably is for you, and there are links in the description for that. Finally, we'll just have a little look at the bots that I've got running at the moment. A little bit lame in a way, but still quite good. They've been going for about 2 weeks now. We've got Solana's got 2% bot profit, which is good. Still within range. Doge to Ethereum is out of range, but I'm looking for this to move back into range, to be honest with you. I'm toying with the idea of closing it down. I started these bots with 2 Ethereums, basically, when they were just less than $3,000 each. So obviously, if we think about profit just in general, it's done all right, and the bot profit is currently sitting at 83. So it's not the best thing you've ever seen in the world, but bots are a slow burn. It's all about accumulating more Ethereum, and at the moment, this bot has managed to accumulate almost 2% more Ethereum than it started with, and we'll leave it to run probably for a month or two until it breaks out of the range, or the bot completely, proves that it's not working anymore. But for the moment, it's doing more or less what I'd want it to do. And so if you want to, think about setting up bots, I know that most exchanges do have their own bots. But if you wanted to try Bitsgap, you get a 7 days free trial. And it's a good way to learn the bots, because the user interface is, well, as you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory. But you get 7 days free to play with it, and then once you've learned what it is that bots are doing and how to set them up, you could move over from Bitsgap to whatever exchange is offering bots, and then because you'll be a bit more fluent in setting them up without having such a glossy interface to do it with. But it's completely up to you. I'm going to leave these to run, and hopefully I'm looking to benefit dramatically over this year just from using these bots. Note to self, started on here with, it was just less than $6,000, so it's gone up a little bit, $700 up, which is, it's not too bad. In fact, it is a bit more than that, I think. Nah, maybe that's what it is. It fluctuates. Either way, I'm going to leave it with you there. There's nothing much more to say. It does look like a bullish week. I'm very excited about this week, so I'm going to leave it with you there. And if there's any particular altcoins that you want me to look at, leave me a comment, and if it's something specific that looks really good, I will make that video. Otherwise, good luck with your altcoins, good luck in the market. Nothing is guaranteed, but things do look good for this week to be a positive green week. Right, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Take it easy.